What's good, everybody? Jack and Lockie here from the Hardwood Rundown podcast, covering the massive Game 6 where Giannis popped off and scored about half the team's points, and delivered Milwaukee their first championship in, I think, over 50 years,
50
which is,
years?
or was it 50 years?
50,
I
yeah.
can't remember.
Yeah.
Wow, what a real, a real big time performance that I didn't expect. But we knew he was definitely capable of doing it, cementing himself as, I'm going to say it, the best player in the league until LeBron comes back.
Yeah, we'll see
Until
what
LeBron comes back. Yeah, I think Giannis is he's made his case though.
Yeah.
The only player of one of three players in NBA history to win MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and an NBA championship. I'm pretty sure. Oh, Finals MVP. Pretty massive group there with just himself, Michael Jordan, and Hakeem Olajuwon. We're gonna do a quick shout out of the episode. Thoughts?
Who's my shout out? Cindy the dog on Instagram. Cindy the dog 3. Yeah,
you can find that on Lockie's story. We'll be plugging that on our Insta.
Yeah,
definitely good. Definitely for some good content right there.
Yeah, patrolling the block, gang.
Yeah. My shout out goes to my boy Luke, who's actually been listening to every podcast so far. So shout out to him. Gone crazy on the track. Yeah. So obviously not a huge performance from Devin Booker, which is, I kind of mentioned at the start of the series, is that he has a few great games and then like one poor game, and it was just seemed to be on the most inconvenient game to have a shit one. Chris Paul, very good like second half. He was really taking what the defense gave him. First half he was very passive, not very aggressive. But I guess he kind of had to pick up the slack there after D-Book went 0-7 from 3 and 8 of 22 from the field.
I mean, he didn't stop shooting though, which is, I feel like some star players could kind of shy away and just like stop shooting, but like to his credit, he did keep shooting, and he did want to take those big shots near the end. But
one of the worst first quarters I've ever seen. Turnover City.
Slow. Yeah.
Turnover City, so slow. The first quarter had to go for at least half an hour, which as an NBA fan is just like, I honestly couldn't watch it as deeply as I usually do. Cameron Payne coming off the bench with 10 points in the first quarter and then nothing for the rest of the game. In the first half and then nothing after that. Very good team performance from Milwaukee, who actually looked really bad at the start of the game. In the second quarter. As Phoenix came back, Phoenix scored 31 to Milwaukee's 13 in the second quarter, to kind of bring it back. And then Milwaukee just showing why their defense is one of the best in the league, suffocating defense. Not really much the Suns could really do, except just to it was a lot of settling in that fourth quarter. Yeah. Which is probably what you can't do.
They didn't get as much movement as they normally get, and that's what they kind of prioritize.
The Bucks were really good at closing off passing lanes and really getting into the offensive sets, which were ended up pretty much being the deciding factor after Giannis's 50-piece, and then going to the local Chick-fil-A and getting a 50-piece nuggets. I'm so okay. I feel bad for CP3.
Yeah,
I feel bad for him, but at the same time, the most lovable player in the league, Giannis, wins his first chip after all the hardships, the come up, the 60 overall 2K14 rating, to being the Finals MVP and a champ with a 50-piece to cap off the amazing series. I think he averaged 35, 12, and 5 or something crazy.
You go.
No, you go.
I was just saying, like, he wasn't even supposed to play. I don't think so, just because of the whole injury, and he's steadily gotten better over these couple of games. Because I noticed that the first 2 games he was like yeah, he was aggressive and like he was doing his thing, but he wasn't playing kind of how I like him to play, kind of like LeBron facing up out of the post. And then as each game progressed, he started to become like so much more composed and like not just proving he's like a superstar, like he's legitimately the best player in the league at the moment.
Definitely. Drew had a very mellow performance, 4 of 9, 20% from the field. After a really quality game 5, to come back and have a game like that. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear that in the background.
Kind of, but it's fine. I'll back it off. I'll cut it out.
A really mediocre game 6, and still somehow, okay, the Bucks just got carried that whole game. That whole game. I was talking to Luke about it. And he literally said, Giannis has scored half the team's points. And that was 6 minutes left in the fourth. Half the team's points. And the closest score after that was Chris Middleton, who took 13 shots. That's not
your star player.
That's your clutch. He did have a clutch shot at the end. I'll give him credit for.
Yeah, that
but
was so
Giannis got to give him credit. He was locked in from the line. 17 of 19. He missed 2 free throws.
Yeah.
After shooting under 60% for the series before that.
And that's something they could count on the Suns. If you send him to the line, it's like, he'll get one maybe. Yeah.
Like if he missed, like if he shot how he normally shoots at the line, the Suns would have won that game. The free throws from Giannis is really the difference maker. I can't really fault him.
That's honestly where he proved it. Like
that is an all-time performance. All time. People are going to remember that for years to come. Similar to LeBron in I'm not sure what year it was. It was one of his years in Cleveland. Similar numbers.
2018 when he had basically nothing around.
Where he had a pack of crackers as his teammates. Similar to that, Giannis just unbelievable. I'm excited for next season.
Oh yeah.
Because I reckon next season is going to be this season was amazing. Like as a fan, besides all of like the protocols and all that, I still think it was a really good season. A lot of injuries though, which were detrimental to some teams' successes, especially the Nets. The Nets, I think, if they had a full strength team, that would be lifting the trophy.
Yeah. But people still
I like the unpredictability.
People like I see people calling it it's got an asterisk this year because of all the injuries, but it's like there's injuries every single year. You got to prove it otherwise. Like Bucks didn't have DiVincenzo, who's like a pretty good player. He's a starter for him normally.
Very good up and coming player.
Like every team didn't have every team basically didn't have a full squad. It's just how
the only teams that didn't suffer were Bucks and the Suns. Really,
yeah.
Giannis had a little. He had an injury, but like it kept him out for 2 games, and they still made it. Suns had no trouble besides Chris Paul's like protocols, but they were already like on a break then.
Yeah.
So they struck the lottery. I love this season because no one predicted the Suns and the Bucks in the finals.
Yeah.
No one.
That's the best thing about it. It's transitioning away from LeBron or Curry. Yeah.
Like the injuries, but injuries happen. People were saying it's because of the break in the middle. You would never have me say at the start of the season, the Suns and the Bucks are going to be in the finals and the Bucks are going to win the chip. Because at that time, even at that time at the start of the season, the Nets didn't have Harden, but everyone was still saying the Nets are going to make the finals.
And because they had
ask anyone
role players, they had 2 top 10 players.
It was.
And then look what happened.
Yeah, and then obviously the Lakers. I honestly thought they were going to go back to back because of the off-season additions were just amazing. I think they fucked up by signing Andre Drummond. Not a good signing for them. I did think it was good at the start, and then you kind of see how he fits in. AD's better as a 5, I think.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He's better.
Yeah,
or he's better as a 4, but he has to have a shooter at the 5. Someone like I don't know, like Karl Anthony Towns or someone like that.
Yeah,
someone that because they can both like he can stretch the floor too, but he's not going to be on main stretch big, is he?
Yeah, he needs some sort of versatile forward next to him.
Yeah,
who can play the 5, but
yeah, definitely. But yeah, PJ Tucker providing some great defense. Bobby Portis,
there goes that man.
16 off the bench. He's just the heart. I'm not going to say heart and soul of the team, but he really embraces the culture of Milwaukee, and they embrace him. And I think that just makes him a much better player, a team player. And you can really see the effect he had off the bench. Pat Connaughton, a quiet game, but still stellar defense the whole game. Drew Holiday, I know he had a quiet game, 12, 9, and 11 still, 4 steals. I just don't think he's the third option. He shot 19 shots, 20% from the field, but he's still providing some sort of. He's still
providing offense. He's still
giving you something. Yeah, he's still giving you something. Brook Lopez, 10 points, pretty standard from him. Jay Crowder, 13 boards. DeAndre Ayton, very quiet. In foul trouble for a lot of the game. Same with Chris Paul. Their starters had 4 fouls, 3 fouls, 5 fouls, 4 fouls, 5 fouls, and the bench had none.
I think they really
sucked up
a
lot of the fouls. That was game 5 as well.
When Giannis can kind of go at Ayton continually, get him in foul trouble, who do you have? Who else do you have to step up? You have another forward. You have one of your good. He actually had some good minutes, by the way.
He had a good game last. He had a game good.
Yeah, if you have your defenders that step up, they're just going to get in foul trouble as well. So
yeah,
they counted on Ayton not being in foul trouble and defending Giannis pretty well. I feel like he did a decent job throughout the series, but then come game 6, it was just too much.
I think it was too late. Milwaukee just figured out what they had to do, and I just think Giannis is just too good. You can't stop him. Some of the fouls were questionable. Some of the calls were questionable. But I mean that's going to happen in every game.
It wasn't decided. Bucks.
No, it wasn't the deciding factor of the game.
No way.
Devin Booker, awful. For the caliber of player, the stake of the series on the line, you can't have 19 points and 36% shooting. That's just
it's just not on.
That was hard to watch. There was a few buckets he could have had down the stretch that actually could have potentially won them the game.
Yeah.
Or brought them back in it, and it looked good coming out. He probably felt good. He probably felt good shooting.
Got a couple of in and outs, and it would roll around and stuff like that. It's got to do something to your confidence.
But man, they'll be back next season. I wonder what Chris Paul's going to do in the offseason. I think he'll come back.
He'll stay.
I think a lot of people are speculating the Lakers, but again, every man and their dog is linked with one of the LA teams. There's Russell Westbrook rumors, which is going to be a separate video where we're going to be breaking down some of the trade rumors. If I'm Chris Paul, I'm staying. Try and influence some off-season moves that can help your team get better, because he's obviously got that. He's got the. I feel like he's got the right to have an input. And obviously D-Book's going to help implement some good pieces into that team. But I think the core of Booker, Bridges, and Ayton, it just works most of the time. Obviously yesterday it didn't. But I feel like it's such a good combination that all you need is a veteran point guard and a stretch 4, which is what they've already got. That's the foundation right there.
They have everything they need, to be honest. It's just I don't know what went wrong for them with this series, because they look so solid throughout the playoffs. They lost only a couple of games, but I honestly don't see them. I don't feel like they need to change anything. I don't think they just need to look in the film room, and
I think they just need to. I think they need to add a few more, maybe 1 or 2 more bench pieces that can actually affect the game.
Yeah,
Cameron Payne's as much as I like Cameron Payne, he's not. He had a spark off the bench in game 6, but he's not going to do it every game.
Yeah.
You need someone that can actually take control of the offense when CP3 is not on the floor. And I think someone I don't even know. I can't even think of one at the top of my head. But someone that can just control the offense, have an influence. Frank Kaminsky he's actually not bad. Like I said last episode, they're missing Dario Saric. Maybe just 1 or 2 bench pieces, but they have got the core. They've got the core needed to win a chip.
If anyone a Tyreek Evans type of player, I'd like to see someone who can just put the ball in his hands, and he can facilitate for others, but he can also score himself.
Literally, yeah.
Someone like that.
Someone like Drew Holiday.
We could discuss obviously not going to.
Yeah. We've got some plans on doing like I really want to do an off-season video looking at each team and seeing what they can add, what they can take away. We're going to be covering the Olympics as well. Well, mostly Australian and US. We don't really know much about it, but like the other teams, but Aussies and Team USA are definitely going to be topics of discussion. This is going to be a relatively short episode because I don't think we have to. Like I feel like we've covered everything.
Yeah, like I didn't even get that many notes down for the game because it was like just so kind of in awe of kind of what was happening. I think something interesting I want to point out is like the past like 10 years has always been like LeBron or like Curry's been involved or like KD. But like I feel like this is the first time in a couple of years where a super team that was like built around or that was just kind of like pieced together in like 1 or 2 years or like I'm not super team, but I feel like Bucks did it the right way in terms of this was like a 6-year, 7-year process.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and
this is what the Sixers want. This is what the Sixers want to do. Well, it's kind of like the 2015 Warriors. Like
in a way, because they built it organically.
Yeah, they built through the draft. They signed Iggy during the off season a few years prior. They obviously had Harrison Barnes, who was actually a really productive player. Draymond Green, who turned into an all-star. Like building like a team like that, a team that can like build through years and consistently get better and just grow as a team. Like honestly, they only had the core of Chris Middleton and Giannis. Like
that's the only two left.
But they brought in the necessary pieces to make them shine, and I think that's the best part about basketball. I love seeing teams grow. I don't really like. I never liked the Warriors. Sorry. I never liked the Heat because, like,
it doesn't feel natural. Like,
it doesn't feel natural, right? Yeah. Like, same with the Nets. Like, honestly, like, that's why people don't like the Nets because they just brought in like all these, like, you traded half your squad for James Harden, and built a super team. I know that's like kind of controversial for me to say because it's so good to watch them play. Yeah, but like as a
it's more satisfying though.
Yeah, I feel like it's more satisfying seeing a team grow and flourish, and it took 8 years for them to build something special and to win a chip. And I think for the city of Milwaukee, like
it
that's
means
like what
something.
It means so much more.
Yeah,
because you've got these two core pieces that have embraced the culture, embraced the city, and then you got followers like Portis, Drew, PJ, who was having like an incredible defensive series. They're just pieces that like really correlate and like really well together. And I think that's that's something to be like applauded.
It's good, because those role players like Portis, Connaughton, like Drew Holiday, like they've been all around the league. They've had their years, they've had playoff experience, and like it's so crazy to think that they all perfectly fit together since they've all been just all different areas of the league. But they're just, I think PJ Tucker's like Milwaukee are dogs. Like he said it on the thing. Like,
I think he's the glue. I think he's the glue of that team. Like
he's been everywhere as well.
Like coming from Houston, like PJ is a dog. Like he's right. Like he's one of the biggest dogs in the league. And like coming to Milwaukee, where they probably need someone like that, has just helped them become such a better team. And like Phoenix actually has the foundation to build a championship team. Like
they're right there.
They have. Like they built a championship team, and like that's also great to see because their 3 core players. Well, 2 of their core players and Mikal Bridges were brought in through the draft. Obviously, Chris Paul was an off-season trade, but like they knew that they needed someone like Chris Paul to come in and actually help. Dude, like they went 8-0 in the bubble. They were on the brink of the playoffs, and they just needed someone like Chris Paul to just push them in there a bit.
Yeah,
and like an amazing series. one of the better ones. I wish it went to 7. I wish it went to 7, but like
the Bucks like deserve it.
I think they just deserve it. Yeah, after all the years of after all the years of ridicule, after not making certain round, like they copped a lot of backlash after losing to Miami last year. Came back and swept them this year.
Yeah, and like now look at Miami now. I hope.
I honestly.
Yeah.
Hope what?
I hope Miami. I hope the Suns don't suffer the same kind of curse that the Heat did of just like.
Well, I think Miami's season. I didn't have hope for Miami. Their season was interrupted a lot.
Jimmy was out.
On the roll. Jimmy was out. Tyler was out. Even though Tyler had honestly
had a shitty season,
the biggest downfall from like an amazing first year.
Yeah. Because he got someone pregnant. That's why. He forgot about basketball.
Oh god. But yeah, Bucks are champs. Couldn't be happier for Giannis and Chris. And all the supporting cast. That was one hell of a series, and it's like refreshing to not have to see LeBron and like the usual faces.
Yeah,
which I think people got bored of for a long time. And I know like wow, LeBron made it to what 10 straight finals or 9, and like that is like unbelievable. I've never seen that.
Yeah,
like
we might never see it.
We might not ever see it again. That's just the pure dominance of LeBron, but. Like you look at that in awe, and then you see, oh wow, this up and coming team, Phoenix, versus a playoff team for the past 4 years. The Bucks really coming in and just tearing it up.
Yeah,
tearing it up.
Yeah, good on them. They deserve it.
And I think the fans were just made it a whole lot better. Like it was just so good to it was just so good to have fans there. It was awesome to watch.
Yeah, it was finally good to hear when someone hit a 3 or like something happened to hear some sort of roar. Like that was, and that, because that fuels everyone. It's just so, it's like a spectacle. It's finally good to see that again.
Definitely. So yeah, that is the finals coverage. Our first probably series of our channel. Of this project. I'd say it went pretty good, and obviously a lot of off-season work is going to be done. We're going to be bringing on Harry, one of our good mates who loves talking ball. His last name's Ball, by the way, as well, so that's actually pretty funny. But yeah, we're going to have Harry on, talk everything off-season. He's a Bull supporter, so we'll obviously talk about how bad his team is, as the Cavs as well.
Yeah.
Lockie's Sixers.
And we'll just shit on Ben Simmons.
We'll just do a Ben Simmons episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm so excited for this off season. I feel like it's gonna be one of the best ones yet. We say that every year, though. I just feel like it's gonna be really good. Obviously predictions, what we think of certain things, and all that good stuff will be coming to the channel.
Coming soon.
And yeah, this is so fun for me. I've done videos in the past, and I don't feel like I do with this. This is like this is a passion project, and I feel like doing it is just awesome with my best mate. It's good.
Hey, I enjoyed it as well. So good.
Let's do this. All right, big things coming, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around. Like, comment, subscribe, do your thing, and we out.
Chee.